Hey everybody, Johnny Seville from Acorn Wealth here, and this is the Acorn Trade of the Week review time. We got an awesome one for you today. So, quick disclaimer before we get started. It's the standard thing I'm sure you're used to seeing. Basically, it tells you that stock trading involves risk. No surprises there. But hey, we're about to show you how you can use scans and some pretty cool tools to edge that in your favor. So, today's Trade of the Week. 3D Systems. This was awesome. I'm going to show you here how we scanned and found this highly predictable move, which equated to a 700% move in the options over just 9 days. So a crucial tip for stock traders that will change how you think about scanning. So 3D Systems. Basically, 3D Systems, the market's been in trouble. We were looking for shorts. And 3D Systems was the perfect storm, right? It had a 15.22% short float, which we scanned for in FinViz. Had a P to E ratio of 186, so way up there. It was in a perfect head and shoulders pattern. And the smart money, the big boys that move the market, they were selling as the stock went up. So, and by the way, stick around because I'm going to show you the live recording of when we picked this at the end of this presentation so you can see the goods. But let's talk about the second checkpoint. So we got this great scan. It's found this really, technically weak stock backed by weak fundamentals. And we had a look at the price action. And as you can see, again, that perfect left shoulder right up there into a head, breaks down below its moving averages. I mean, it's everything that you want in a short. And as you can see, if you look in a smaller time frame, you then get lower highs, equal lows, which is what? It's a descending triangle. So therefore, again, bearish pattern within a bearish pattern. Our next checkpoint was to look at the money flow. Again, the smart money, the people that moved the market. And what was the smart money doing? Well, as price went up from 70 all the way up to 95, what did the money flow do? It sold off. So on higher prices, less smart money interested, and in actual fact, smart money selling. Great divergence, big clue to what was about to happen next. And so as a result, what did we think would happen? Well, because it was a descending triangle, we expected a little bit of a rally off this 85 area up towards 90, and then we expected it to drop and plummet down towards 70 or lower. And we discussed the potential as a stock trade or an options trade. And what happened? Exactly that. And again, you'll see this in the live recording here once we finish the slideshow. A small rally straight up towards that $90 area like we talked about, and then dropped straight down towards 70. Didn't quite get there. Had a little bit of a rally up, headed back down, and we thought it would stop at 70, and that would be a major test, but it just went straight through and actually opened up just above that $55 area just several days ago. So an awesome options trade. Actually, those options, the put options went up over 700%, and that's how you cook with gas. So I pose the question to you. What's your strategy? What are the filters that you scan for? What's the shopping list that you're looking for a perfect trade? Do you know what they are? To trade, to live, to make this really work for you, so your money is working for you, you need to have a strategy. Just like a business, you need to know what you're specializing in, what types of things to look for. And your strategy should be so perfectly executed and surgical that you should be able to put those limits, those targets, those stop losses in at night and go enjoy your time versus staring at the computer waiting for something to happen. And if you're spending hours a day stressing over this stuff, you are still working. Trading isn't about working, it's about making money work for you. So you know what? This is the perfect time to learn how to do that. We've got a free webinar coming up that you can register for by clicking the link below, and we're going to show you how we develop these techniques using free online tools to scan for these types of setups. It's an hour of a lot of value. You can take it away and start kind of implementing these ideas right now. We'll be showing you how the smart money works, and you'll also receive a complimentary 7-day access to our gold service where we'll tell you what stocks are actually coming up in the scan and what we're favoring for potential trades. And these option trades, especially during earnings, are just rock star. So, all you need to do, click the link. No credit card required, just 7 days of picks, 2 hours a week of live market analysis and scanning, telling you what's meeting our kind of cream of the crop. And if you make the commitment to spend the time and attend, I'm sure you're going to save endless hours and potential losses going forward. So, tune in. Now you're going to get to see the live recording of this pick in action. Hope to see you all in the webinar. This is John out.
Strath, turning our attention to some of the stocks in play right now. One of the stocks that you've talked about, and we talked about, earlier in last year, was the three-dimensional printing phenomena. Now, like most phenomena, they build into great bubbles. The question is, how big is too big? A chat about 3D Systems, Strath. That reached a high recently of $97.12. 97.14, pardon me, and has since had a fairly good, decent pullback to 85.63 today. Now, looking at that, it looks like it's at a pivotal point of testing some support here at $84. What's your thought on 3D Systems, Strath?
Well, you have to play those strictly on the technicals. Nobody can give you a fix on valuing the companies on earnings or sales. It's such a volatile area, and it's a concept that very few people understand what the potential is or what the downside risks are. When these things break a leg, there's nobody there to pick them up, and they've all had huge runs, and you know that if we get a break in the overall market, it's stocks like that that are based on momentum and foggy concepts about what they're worth or where they're going. Those are the ones that get hit the hardest. All you have to do is take a look at this new skin, which was floating along at $135 or $140. That broke all the way to $72. When you get a bad report or a problem, stocks like that get absolutely annihilated.
Now, 3D Systems has a short float of about 15.22%, trading at a P/E of 186, and price to book of 9.76. So it's definitely kind of up there in the red territory. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this cop another blow to the downside. And if we look at this breaking down, you can see I've got the money flow set up down here on the bottom. You can see that we've got some divergence on the top. You can see we've made higher highs, but the accumulations really started to consolidate, illustrated here on the bottom. Now, what we haven't done, though, is we haven't really made any new lows, which would confirm a reversal in the smart money's decision making. You can see just the most recent action. We've closed above this previously strong level, but I feel that there's a good chance that we will see a pullback down to this level of around $70 or just above, which would be over a 20% drop from where we currently are at, or around 20% drop of where we're currently at. So I'm going to be looking carefully in intraday trading tomorrow to see what happens. I would expect from the way this is moving that we'll see a rally up first, possibly into that $90 range before the break. But that's going to be something to watch tomorrow. Of this level, this low here of 84.07, so a break below 83.93 would be a confirmation signal. If we look at that on an hourly chart, just to look at what the price action has been in the short term, you can see that nice punch up in sort of increasing volume to the sell side at the end of the day. So heavy volume, bringing us to a pause in the volume throughout the middle of the day, and then a small brief pause to the upside, continued by strengthening power to the downside in the closing hours. So you can see in the directional movement, we talked about that on Tuesday, certainly suggesting that the sellers are in power, indicated by the selling directional indicator being on top of the buying directional indicator, with the ADX indicating the amount of movement in the system sharply moving to the upside. This would indicate that this is not over yet, and so I think that 3D Systems has got more to shed, and I'd be looking at that as a potential options trade as well, both being an optionable and a shortable stock. So we'll punch out. We'll have a quick look at that a little bit later and provide an update for you in the email on this one. But DDD certainly would be on my trade watch list for tomorrow, both as an option and as a short-term stock trade as well.